Imagine this, it's Christmas Eve. Snow drifts gently outside. Laughter fills every corner of the room. Then your wife rises slowly, lays divorce papers on the table, and your entire family erupts in applause. But here's the twist. You've seen this moment coming for months. You've watched her lie, cheat, play games, and tonight, you're prepared. She slides those papers across with a smug little grin, expecting you to break, to beg. But you don't flinch. You don't say a word. You just smile and whisper, "Perfect," because tucked beneath the glittering tree, wrapped just like any other gift, is your masterpiece. A video, a confession, and a takedown so vicious, it'll destroy her entire facade. This isn't just a story of betrayal. It's a tale of calculated revenge. And trust us, what comes next will leave you speechless. Stick around. Let us know where you're watching from. And if this strikes a nerve, hit subscribe. Because tomorrow, we have something even darker waiting for you. The snow had been falling all day, thick and endless, cloaking the world in quiet. By nightfall, the street looked like a postcard, lights glimmering across frosted eaves, smoke puffing lazily from chimneys, the soft crunch of boots echoing as last-minute buyers rushed home. Inside, our home glowed with warmth. The scent of pine from the massive tree in the corner mingled with cinnamon from the mulled wine and the buttery richness of just-baked shortbread. The fire crackled, throwing amber shadows across the faces of those gathered. Karen moved like a scene from a magazine spread, poised, polished, laughing lightly as she refreshed drinks and fluffed cushions. Her dress, a deep shade of red, clung to her figure. Her dark hair fell in perfect waves across her back. To an outsider, she was the ideal wife. Elegant, welcoming, in command. But I had stopped buying the act a long time ago. There was a new sharpness in her smiles, a flicker of calculation behind her eyes. I sat in my usual chair, slowly swirling a glass of whiskey, watching it all like a stage play. My brother, Mark, was midway through some over-the-top story about a work disaster, arms flailing. Karen's parents laughed right on cue. Her sister Lydia kept sneaking glances at her phone, likely texting updates to whoever was on the other end. The kids, our nieces and nephews, were sprawled on the floor near the tree, hyper from sugar and buzzing about the gifts. It was all so ordinary, so painfully, sickeningly ordinary. Then Karen stood. Not casually. She placed her glass down with practiced care, fingers lingering just a second too long. No one else caught it. Mark was still rambling, Lydia still typing, but I saw it. I always saw it. She moved to the sideboard, where we normally kept spare coasters, and pulled out a thick manila envelope. My stomach tensed, though my face gave nothing away. I'd known this was coming. Maybe not the timing, but the outcome? That was certain. "I have an announcement," she said, voice ringing clearly across the room. The conversation cut off. Mark blinked. Lydia raised her head. Even the kids stilled. Karen lifted the envelope like it was a trophy. "I'm finally leaving him." Silence, brief, total, followed. Then her father gave a booming laugh. Her mother clapped excitedly. Lydia gasped and squeaked, "Oh my God! Finally!" Even Mark gave a nod of agreement, like this was overdue. Only the children seemed unsure, glancing around, puzzled. And me? I didn't flinch, didn't move. I took another long sip of my drink and let the heat bloom in my chest. Karen looked at me, waiting, hoping for a reaction. Anger, shock, maybe regret. But all she saw was a quiet smile, just enough to make her eyebrows lift slightly. I set the glass down, my voice calm. Perfect timing. A few beats of hesitation. Then I gestured toward the tree. "Let's open presents." Confusion rippled. Karen's smugness flickered. But the excitement of gifts was too tempting. Within moments, wrapping paper flew, the kids shrieked, and adults followed, curiosity taking over. And I just waited, watched, knowing exactly what was about to unravel. The luxury watches, the designer bags, the rare bourbon bottles, each one chosen with precision, each wrapped with care. Karen hesitated, fingers hovering above the last few gifts. Her eyes flicked toward me again and again, as if bracing for something to go wrong. Then she noticed it, the final package, wrapped in sleek black paper and tied with a thin silver ribbon. No label. She picked it up, turning it in her hands. "What's this?" I didn't reply, just tilted my head and gave a faint shrug. She tore into it, then stopped. Inside was a USB drive. For a second, she just stared, face blank. Then she laughed awkwardly, holding it up. "A flash drive? What? Did you back up our wedding photos as a goodbye gift?" "Plug it in," I said quietly. The TV was already on, paused on a holiday film no one was watching. Karen paused, then crossed the room and slid the USB in. The screen blinked, then switched. It began with a restaurant, our usual Italian spot, the one for anniversaries. The camera panned slowly. There she was, Karen, sitting at a table in the corner, her back to the lens. Across from her, a man leaned in, his hand wrapped around hers. Daniel, her trainer. Cut. A new scene. Hotel lobby. Karen and Daniel at the desk, checking in. Cut again. A dim bar, their heads close, his hand resting on her thigh under the table. The room fell dead silent. The footage kept rolling. Emails flashed across the screen. Messages between them, laughing at how clueless I was. Then bank records. Money moved from our shared account into one under Karen's name. Flight info. A luxury villa booking in Bali. Karen had turned ghostly pale. Then, the final scene. A close-up. Daniel grinning at the camera. "Relax. By the time he figures this out, you'll be long gone." "What's he gonna do? Beg?" Karen gasped, scrambled for the remote, and mashed the power button. The screen went black. Silence. Then the front door opened. Everyone turned. A woman stepped in, coat dusted in snow. Small. Hair in a loose bun. Eyes swollen, red from tears. In her arms, a sleeping infant. Daniel's wife. Karen made a strangled sound, like she'd been hit. I rose, smoothing the sleeves of my jacket. "You made your choice," I said quietly. "But I don't forget." Karen's legs gave out. She crumpled to the floor, dress fanned around her, gripping the table like it could keep her from falling further. No one moved. I walked to the door, stopped, turned to Daniel's wife. "Thank you for coming," I said. She nodded, tears in her eyes. "I'm just sorry I didn't believe you sooner." Then I stepped out into the quiet night. The snow had stopped. The world was calm, and I was free.